What's up, everybody? It's the Constitution State here. Today's video comes to us again from Los Animas County, and it involves the same trooper that was in the last video, who was on paid leave to sit at home because he beat and tased a cuffed man who did absolutely nothing wrong. We had that video up too, so if you missed that, go check that out because that's pathetic. This officer who took an oath to preserve life has now been in multiple incidents with the public where he's doing just the opposite of that. This is a 16-year-old kid in this video. And the sad part is if there was no video footage, they would have just took this man's word, who already has 5 protective orders against him. 2 of them were domestic. Like, this is the man they would have listened to. Did the kid hit him first? Yeah, he did. But let me tell you, if you almost run into me, are driving road rage like that, and then you get out of your car and approach me aggressively, yelling and acting a fool, I'm going to punch you too. I was raised to hit first. And then he assaults this minor and somehow only gets a disorderly conduct. How does that work? Because if that was me or you out there beating up kids on the highway, we would absolutely be charged with assault on a minor, and a whole list of things. All the info's there. All the info will be in the description. If you feel some type of way about this, let the department know. File your grievances. And this is the officer, Henry Trujillo, the same one that tased this handcuffed man, beat this handcuffed man, and violated this handcuffed man's rights, all for watching his son stop while they were traveling together. His son was actually his ride. So this is this winner right here that the police department knows since, I think, 97 was his first charge. They know he's a criminal, and yet they keep him employed. This isn't just one incident. This is now a pattern. He beats and abuses the public.
You want to drive like a fucking jackass, you stupid motherfucker? Just about fucking hit my car like that? Fucking take your helmet off, bitch. What? Come on. Fuck your helmet off. You want them fucking pussy ass butt? Come on. Fucker. Come on. Come on. Come on.
This is the cop acting like this. How does he pull over and say, oh, you want to drive like a jackass when he's driving like the jackass? This is what we've been paying this cop to do. He was on paid leave from the first incident where he should have been fired immediately and not received any public funds. But we've been paying this loser to literally drive around and do this. This guy's got 5 protective orders on him. It's clearly a problem. It's clearly a pattern.
First on Fox 21 tonight, evidence continues to come out against the Los Animas County Sheriff's deputy, showing a pattern of aggressive behavior towards civilians. The most recently surfaced videos showed the lieutenant fighting a teenager and threatening a man he had in custody with the chair. Fox 21's Ria Jha tells us about these incidents.
Yeah, Scott, these videos follow a lawsuit filed earlier this year against Lieutenant Henry Trujillo after he tased a man in the face. That lawsuit alleges excessive force and malicious prosecution, among other claims. The 2 videos that were released back to back in the past 2 days are only adding fuel to the fire. In a series of recent incidents, Los Animas County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Henry Trujillo is under increased scrutiny after new videos are shedding light on his pattern of aggressive behavior. That's Trujillo's car screeching to a stop behind 16-year-old David Romero Jr., who Trujillo had allegedly been tailgating on June 18th.
You want to drive like a jackass,
According to the police report, Trujillo, who was off duty at the time, launched into a barrage of explicit language and threats before a fight broke out.
He was scared. I mean, he's like, Dad, I thought he was going to run me off the road. And I pulled over, and then he got out and approached me like ready to go. It was pretty upsetting to know that someone who's to protect and serve and uphold the laws out here like a vigilante, breaking the law, thinking he's above the law.
He left the incident with a charge of fighting in public.
If that would have been me assaulting a minor, I'd be in jail right now with assault. Behavior like this just doesn't happen once out of nowhere. I mean, there has to be some comfort of getting away with it.
The road rage altercation resulted in the sheriff's office putting Trujillo on administrative leave without pay. But he was already suspended with pay after he was caught on camera tasing Kenneth Espinoza in the face back in November. Another video just recently released shows Trujillo berating and threatening Espinoza that same day while he was in custody.
Right now, if you continue to act like a jack, sit down. You're going in the chair. Do you understand that?
Despite Espinoza displaying no violence or resistance, Trujillo continually threatened him with the chair, something reserved for prisoners who pose substantial risk, according to the sheriff's office restraint policy.
Both of these incidents are relevant to his character and his reasonableness as a peace officer, the reasonableness of his actions as a peace officer.
These recent incidents are not isolated events for Trujillo. According to the lawsuit Espinoza has filed against him and Los Animas County for the tasing incident, Trujillo's history includes multiple criminal charges and at least 5 different restraining orders, 2 of them involving domestic violence incidents. Despite his track record, the sheriff's office has not taken significant action against Trujillo.
The overarching goal is accountability. He's a position of authority within the sheriff's office, and he just cannot be acting like this.
The Los Animas County Sheriff's Office said they would not be commenting.
This man and his son were the calmest people there the whole time. If they didn't have cool heads, they would probably be dead. This is crazy. And the next article tells us even more about him. Oh, this is such a great guy. This is really who we need out there.
Told you about earlier this week, lawyers have released court records related to the 2 Los Animas County Sheriff's deputies who allegedly tased a man 35 times. According to the records released by the attorneys for the victim, Lieutenant Henry Trujillo has a history of criminal convictions, restraining orders, and complaints against him.
11 News reporter Caitlin Quisenberry is live in studio. Caitlin, those court records provided by attorneys show Trujillo was forced to resign from the Los Animas Sheriff's Office in 2009, only to later be rehired and promoted.
Sounds familiar, guys. This is Officer Joshua Burgesson from the New London Police Department right here in Connecticut, who was also fired in 2012 for similar things, beating and macing a drunk guy at a drug program. And then they rehired him a year later and said that they didn't fire him for that. They fired him because of tardiness and stuff. What they're saying is he was never really punished for beating and macing the dude. Since coming back, just like this other officer, he's had multiple incidences. The only difference is that Connecticut doesn't charge their criminal officers. They let them get away with everything. So there's a lot of similarities here, and I bet you this runs across the whole country. I bet you every department has guys like this, fired and rehired. This dude didn't even know he couldn't trespass people from public for no reason. He didn't know he couldn't come out and push people around for no reason. These are the geniuses we employ, guys.
The press release from Mayor Law representing Kenneth Espinoza outlines 3 decades of alleged criminal behavior and alleged neglect by Deputy Trujillo. This case has been developing since last year following the tasing of Espinoza at a traffic stop. Lawyers say Trujillo's criminal past has continued since his rehiring at the sheriff's office. According to the released records, Trujillo was convicted of criminal charges in 1998, 2006, and 2009. All 4 incidents occurred in Los Animas County and included charges of harassment, fighting in public, and disorderly conduct. Espinoza's lawyers also say Trujillo has 5 different restraining orders against him, 2 of which allege domestic abuse.
Just kind of reflective of a culture that when you put all of these pieces together, all of these things that they knew or should have known about on the department level, they just let slide. And there's got to be better accountability.
We reached out to Los Animas County Sheriff's Office for comment, but we're told they are unavailable to comment. On Monday, Los Animas Sheriff Derek Navarrete told 11 News Espinoza was only tased once. This is according to data taken from the tasers. The Sheriff's Office also says Espinoza was not struck by either officer. According to court records, Espinoza faced charges of resisting arrest and assault on a peace officer. The charges were dropped in December. Attorneys tell 11 News they plan to file a civil lawsuit against the sheriff's office.
So yes, guys, at this point, it is a pattern. You heard the lady. 3 decades of criminal behavior. 3 decades of the department not charging him with the right crimes. And for everyone who doesn't know what a pattern is, here it is. It states it. What he is doing is a pattern. He has a pattern of abusing and beating innocent people, innocent quote-unquote suspects, and he has no respect for the public. He has no respect for his oath. He has no respect for the department. He literally thinks he's invincible, and it shows. And letting him off with these misdemeanors. That was assault. That was assault on a minor. That wasn't disorderly conduct. He should have been charged correctly. If a citizen goes to court like this and has a criminal record like this, you know what they call them? A career criminal, a habitual offender. And that's exactly what this guy is. What do you guys think about that? How do you guys feel about this officer? So leave it in the comments. He already has 1 lawsuit against him. How many is it going to take before the right thing happens? It'll take forever, because you know what will happen? They'll get rid of him and they'll just put somebody else that acts just like him in the same spot. And even if they don't, they'll turn into this. This is what happens when you don't get held responsible for your actions. Just like the chick in the rabbit video. Like, when you're not held accountable for your actions, you act like this. Like you can do whatever you want. And like I said, I'm so pumped there was a camera there that's shown it, because of course this officer lied and didn't tell the police he approached the kids aggressively, that he was cussing them out and berating them. He didn't tell them he approached them. He approached them aggressively. He was screaming and yelling and swearing. Somehow he left all that out. So without the camera footage, it'll be this criminal's word right here against this child's word. And you know whose word they'll take. So I'm glad it went the right way. I'm glad this footage was there. And it is what it is. But take your helmet off. Come on, a real tough guy, dude, beating up on a kid. Beating up on a guy that's already handcuffed. Like, that's what you do. You're not a real man. You're a pussy, bro. So, I'm just getting aggravated thinking about it. So, we're going to wrap this up, guys. Have a good day. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it. Thank you, guys.